Hey everyone, Renee here. So in one of my most recent videos about my favorite Korean moisturizers, many of you expressed that you'd like to know more about the different capsule creams I've tried. I've tried many of them. This is a new Korean moisturizer format that kind of exploded recently, and it's gimmicky, but in many instances works really well. It's basically an extension of the concept of dual moisturizers, combining two moisturizers in one, a very lightweight gel moisturizer and a creamier, richer one. I think of it as the moisturizer version of biphase essences and hydrating toners and serums. I mentioned that I first fell in love with this concept with Dalba's dual serum and cream. I never realized how well mixing a gel and a creamy moisturizer would work together. You get the emollients and the moisturizing from the cream, but also the lightness and the intense hydration and the glow from the gel. I also like the versatility. And then I came upon one of my favorite moisturizers, the Thank You Farmer Rice Pure Gel and Cream, which is a similar concept, except it doesn't separate the cream and the gel. And I love this moisturizer so much. Even just seeing that messy clump inside the gel, it just, for some reason, brings me joy. So by the time I saw my first capsule cream, which is the Medicube's Deep Vita C, it just seemed like the next step of this evolution. So these capsule creams are just more evenly dispersed balls of moisturizer or cream within a gel base. A lot of times in Korean beauty, when something new is trending, you will see that same base formula appear across all the brands. What I end up preferring is just how the brand simply customizes that base formula. With the capsule creams, they're not all the same, but I can kind of tell the ones that are going to be similar. There are a lot of them out there right now, so I've chosen the ones I consider to be best in kind of the different types that there are. So I'm going to go in order of consistency and group them where I feel the user experience is very similar. So the first grouping, which is these two, they're both similar but also different, and in my opinion, probably out of all of them, have the most universally appealing, elegant user experience. They feel very lightweight. In fact, this one was in my favorite Korean moisturizers video. From VT, their PDRN capsule cream. The formula itself, as well as the textures, just simply delightful. Beautiful. It's moisturizing enough, but it's also just hydrating enough as well. 9 peptides, 5 different ceramides, and 10 different forms of hyaluronic acid. But their form of vegan PDRN is ginseng root, which you know I love. This, in my experience, is probably the most flattering of them all, whether or not you get more cream to gel ratio or more gel to cream ratio. It's actually not that easy to control. Maybe it's because I'm using my clumsy fat fingers instead of a spatula, but still, I mean, this is new specifically for aesthetic purposes of this video, but I actually really love when the pot starts getting messy. I feel like I get actually better applications that way, and I can control the ratio of cream to gel better. I've never successfully applied a perfect round orb on my skin. So the antioxidant and skin tone evening version of this would be from K-Secret, their Seoul 1988 Niacinamide Capsule Cream. This is all about the antioxidants and evening out the skin tone. This sits in a base of sea buckthorn water, or in Korea, sea buckthorn is known as vitamin tree. Sea buckthorn is so antioxidant rich, and back in the day, it was used to aid in healing wounds. So across the board, this and every other capsule cream that I'm mentioning today contains 5% niacinamide. This also contains 8 different types of hyaluronic acid, MAP, which is a vitamin C derivative that is particularly effective at evening the skin tone, skin brightening, yuja, which some of us may know as yuzu fruit, which is also very rich in antioxidants. But I also love that there's a little hint of that yuzu smell. I think that kind of contributes to how uplifting and refreshing this feels when I'm applying it. It's like my skin just gets a pop. Beta carotene, also an antioxidant, contributes to the yellow color in the capsules and the gel. There's no artificial coloring in any of these. All these capsule creams, by the way, have instructions about how to customize according to your skin. For oily skin, more gel to orb ratio. For dry skin, more orbs to gel ratio. It's impossible to control that with the VT and this one. I smear and apply, and I think for dry skin, that works a little better. This one is a little different from the rest and could have been a favorite for me. From SungBoon Editor, their Deep Collagen Retinol Power Boosting Capsule Cream. This probably would have been my favorite, right up there with the VT capsule cream, if it weren't for just one little thing The spicules. I've talked before about how I feel about spicules in my unpopular opinion, unpopular skincare video. Not a spicules fan, but for those of you who love a spickle, and I know there are many of you, then you will really love this. SungBoon Editor makes those super popular overnight collagen masks that I love so much. They also make a really good freeze-dried collagen mask. So of course, this has 5 different types of collagen. We're talking hydrolyzed, soluble. The way they do collagen just really, really plumps my skin out. I mean, we're talking deep, deep and lasting hydration. This also has 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid as well as vitamin B5. This also says it contains retinol, but I personally don't take that too seriously because retinol is such a main character ingredient. It's a complex ingredient. So unless an entire formula is formulated around retinol, then I tend to, not take it too seriously, but that's just my opinion. The gel in this formula is light and it beautifully absorbs. And the moisturizer capsules actually feel a little firmer, but they're also a little richer. And honestly, for the most part, I don't always even feel the Retals. With the Retal serums, for me, it's an evenly dispersed discomfort, but for this, it's kind of like a shock sting. I mean, I will be applying this and just enjoying how beautiful it feels, how comforting, and then I'll just get this sting in certain areas. This has no scent. I still use this. I love the formula so much, but it is a little bit of a lottery situation. I use it hoping I'm not going to get the stinging. So the Medicube capsule creams, I believe I've tried every single one. I apologize. I cannot at this moment find the blue one. I have it somewhere. These formulas feel very different from the previous ones I reviewed. They are just more intense from their texture, the application experience to the formulas. The first capsule cream I ever used and loved, I mean so much so that it made me get them all. Medicube's Deep Vita C capsule cream. This is all about the antioxidants and the defense. I refuse to oxidize. This is what I like to use in my morning routine with my ascorbic acid serum and under sunscreen. This will help boost the sunscreen's protective abilities. You're going to see there are some similarities between this and the K-Secret capsule cream, but this from an antioxidant point of view, this is like this on steroids. So this also sits in a base of 50% sea buckthorn vitamin tree water. This has 6 different forms of vitamin C derivatives. Antioxidant-wise, there's also vitamin E, ferulic acid, CoQ10, but then this also contains alpha-arbutin, which is good for evening the skin tone and reducing hyperpigmentation, dark spots. Again, I've never needed more than 1 orb. In fact, this is already more than enough for my entire face and neck. Normal to dry skin types are very dehydrated skin on the dry side would love this, I feel. There is a bit more density to this formula. Even the gel just feels a lot richer and more substantial. Also, I love the glowiness of this. Even in the wintertime when it is a challenge, you glow. Their PDRN pink collagen capsule cream pretty much fits in with the rest of the PDRN pink line. If you haven't tried their gel masks yet, by the way, I highly recommend you do. This is a more general formula for just really good looking skin. So it's got the peptide collagen hydrator combo. In that way, it's kind of similar to the blue capsule cream, which is their hyaluronic acid capsule cream, which is probably the most basic of all of them. These are also the 2 that have no scent, but there's something about the gel in this formula that I find to be particularly heavy. And by that, I mean the kind of glow that comes from this. And I love a glow, but this is too much. I remember one time using this and walking out, catching a glimpse of myself in a reflection. And my skin looked so sweaty. It was that kind of glowiness. Pretty much the same effect as their, collagen jelly cream. If you've ever used this with your HR Booster Pro, this is not a cream. I've always described it as a mask. This makes your skin look like it's made of wax. It is a really similar kind of intensity in the glow, although the texture is completely different, which you'd be happy to know. This is more of it's just a more normal gel texture. I do try to manage how much gel to cream ratio I have. This is a situation where you really want more of the cream and just a little bit of gel. will suffice. Otherwise, you will look sweaty. Extreme glossiness aside, it does make your skin look revitalized, especially if it's really dull. The pinkness comes from vitamin B12. So the red TXA niacinamide capsule cream, if you are familiar with this red line, then it's very much geared towards acne-prone, blemish-prone skin. Just like for the Vita C, this is a treatment, not just a moisturizer. This is so good, it actually has an immediate brightening effect. Again, this is a more intense version of the K-Secret, although the K-Secret I do feel has such a beautiful lightweight texture. Still not heavy, but definitely denser than this. And it's definitely more of an intense treatment, especially when it comes to erythema, red spots post-acne. You're going to see that this has a powerful, almost immediate brightening effect. It's their combination of their 5% niacinamide with the tranexamic acid, which is an effective ingredient at treating the post-acne red marks. They say that their tranexamic acid has 99% purity, so this absorbs really effectively, efficiently into the skin. But for pigmentation, this also contains alpha-arbutin as well as 3-O-ethylated ascorbic acid, which is a derivative of vitamin C that is also really good at evening out the skin tone. There's also glutathione, which is a powerful antioxidant as well. And of course, the 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid. You can see that my hand is quite significantly brighter now than it was before I applied this. I mean, it's amazing. This is before and after application, noticeably brighter. As far as cosmetic elegance goes, this is very similar to the texture of the Vita C. This is red. By the way, the color comes from B12. Again, it actually has a scent. It's a subtle scent, but it matches the color. It almost smells delicious, like candy. The last capsule cream I'm reviewing is completely different from the others. From Eqqualberry, their Deep Cera Bakuchiol Plumping Capsule Cream. This is more what I imagine a traditional capsule cream would look like, which is basically it's a cream with little beads capsules, beady capsules in them. Eqqualberry, I mean, I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced, but everything is just brightly colored. It's fun, it's eye candy. This cream is one of those denser, very moisturizing creams. So a cream that would be perfect for the fall, winter months or for dry skin. It's a rich, well-aging cream with little capsules of Bakuchiol in them. And those little capsules, while you're applying the cream, they burst and they contain like 99% pure Bakuchiol. It's kind of what's been touted or marketed as nature's retin-A or nature's tretinoin. I like to think of it as just a great well-aging plant ingredient. This formula also has 10 different peptides. The texture of this, as I mentioned before, it is rich, and the finish of this is not greasy. It's just kind of like velvety. It leaves your skin feeling moisturized. It's got an emollient to it, so your skin feels soft. As you're applying it, you definitely feel the beads, which do break down. They melt down, they pop, and that disappears, but it does feel a little grainy as I'm applying it. This has a bit of a scent, which comes from the natural ingredients in here. It's quite hard to describe because it's not very specific. It's not even sweet or earthy or herbal either. It's a little strange. I can't say that I love it. The good thing is it doesn't really stick around. So that's it, everyone. That is my capsule cream guide for you, my review of the different capsule creams that I feel are, a good representation of the best that's out there. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye.